welcome back to my channel and welcome to another declutter. So today we are actually going to be going through all of my face powders, and you would think this would be a small category, but I clearly have way more face powder than one person needs. So we are going to go through this. This is a mixture of translucent and foundation powders. I keep them all together, so any face powder is going to be in here. The only thing that we're not going to look at is the stuff that's in my current projects. I have 2 projects going on right now, and there are some face powders in those. And then also my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which is my absolute favorite powder. That's in my purse downstairs, and I'm not going to grab it because I know I'm going to keep it. That's my Holy Grail powder, and that's the one I keep with me on myself at all times for touch-ups. So let's go ahead and go through the rest of these. Alright, so all these loose ones kind of in front here, you can't see all of them. These were ones that were either in my everyday makeup drawer or there was just too much to fit into these containers. So the first one is the original RCMA No Color powder. This stuff is really good. The only thing is I don't like the packaging, but I just like to dump a little bit onto the lid of something else. I would take this lid off and dump some in there to use it. So it's not too big of a deal. I just utilize some of my other products in order to make this work, but I do really like it and I am going to keep that. And then I have this Becca powder. This is the Soft Light Blurring Powder. So this definitely has kind of like a peachy golden tone to it. I think this powder works great on medium skin. It's just a tiny bit dark on me, but I can make it work still. So I am going to keep this just because I do really like the way it looks. I just wish that it was just a tiny bit lighter. Next I have this Sephora Collection powder. Now this is the number 20 Natural Beige. This is definitely my summer shade. It's a little too dark for me in the winter, but I honestly just don't like this powder. It definitely does not layer well, so most often I don't wear I very rarely will wear a foundation powder on its own. I'm usually using a foundation powder over the top of something else, like maybe a BB or CC cream to add more coverage, and this just doesn't layer well over liquids. It's fine if you're going to wear it by itself, but like I mentioned, I just don't do that very often, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Next, I'm including this in this category, even though it's really a highlight and a translucent powder. This is from Bare Minerals, so it's the Invisible something. What is this? Invisible powder? I don't remember what they call it. Anyways, but it's got 2 powders in here. This side is just a translucent setting powder, and this side has a little bit of a glow. I actually really like this. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I'm a fan of it, so I'm definitely going to keep that. And then I have this here. This is the Studio Makeup Translucent Setting Powder. I've just got this in a BoxyCharm. I have not even opened it yet. But I have so many translucent setting powders, I just don't need another one. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this as well. And then I have this MAC Studio Fix makeup. This is, again, a summer shade for me, and I did use a lot of it, but I don't feel myself ever reaching for this, so I'm going to go ahead and just declutter. I was going to try to use it up, but I honestly just never want to reach for it, so I'm never going to get through that. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. And then I have this Becca powder. This is in the shade Porcelain, I believe. Yeah, Porcelain. This I got off of hautelook, and there wasn't a lot of choices for shade, but I'm not normally a porcelain, but this is actually a really good shade for me in the winter time. So yeah, I really like that powder a lot. I am going to keep that. Alright, let's move into this container. Some of my favorite powders are in here, so I'm definitely keeping this. This is the Pure 4-in-1. I love this powder. I talked about that in my video. I love that. And then I also really like my Cover FX translucent setting powders. These are the illuminating setting powders, both of them. They don't make it in a large size anymore, which is really sad. You can only get the illuminating setting powder in a mini now, and then they have the perfect setting powder in the larger size. But I really love this. I like using this one when I travel, but most of the time I reach for this one, and I just love it. It's a great powder, so I'm going to keep both of those. Next I have this Graftobian HD, or just translucent setting powder. I really do like this one a lot, so yeah, I know I'm getting a lot of these. You know what, let's go through, let's group all of the rest of these translucent powders together that I have and see what I want to keep. Okay, I think that's all of my translucent setting powders that are left. I already kept a few, obviously, so wow, I have a lot of translucent setting powders. So let me think, what do I want to do? Okay, I love my Laura Mercier. Again, I feel like this is very similar to the Cover FX one, but it's still, I love it so much, I don't want to get rid of it. I probably don't need all of these, but what I want to do is kind of use up them and then I won't keep buying more. Does that make sense? I'll just do one or the other. They're really honestly almost exactly the same powder as far as how they apply. The e.l.f. one, I like this one, but honestly what bugs me about it is the packaging. When you open this, it's such a mess, but I guess all of the translucent ones are. I don't know. Oh my god, why am I having a hard time with this declutter? It's face powder. It should not be that hard. I really like the Graftobian, so I'm going to keep that. I think I'll go ahead and just get rid of this. I'm kind of like I should use it up and then not buy it again. Oh my god. Lisa. Maybe I'm not in the mood for a declutter. This is really hard today. Okay, I'm going to move on to this. I need to think about these three. This Kat Von D one I know I'm going to go ahead and get rid of because it's just not the right shade for me. My kids picked it up during the Kids Buy My Makeup Challenge, and it's the shade Peach, which is good for medium skin tone. So I'm going to see if a friend might want this. It's a good powder. It's just not for my skin tone. And then this Bare Minerals powder, I know I want to declutter as well. This is the original foundation. I don't like this. I'm not going to ever use it, so I'm going to give it to my sister who wanted it. And then I have two yellow toned powders. This one here is from Sephora collection. It's the Bright Set. And then I have the Kiss Pro Touch setting powder in Banana. I want to swatch these and see how yellow they both are. Wow, I really am having a struggle here with decluttering anything, you guys. Wow. This is really new and I haven't got to try it too much. I've only tried it a couple times, so I think I want to keep that, but I really do like the Sephora Bright Set as well, so I'm going to keep that also. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this e.l.f. one. I have too many and I need to get rid of that one. And then I do want to keep the Kat Von D one because I like this I do like this one, but the Lancome one, I just don't see myself using this, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. This Stila one, this is in the wrong drawer. This is a highlighting powder, so I need to move that to my highlighting drawer actually. And same with this Color Icon one from Wet n Wild. This is technically a highlight on me, so I'm going to move both of those to the highlighting section. Oh, and this Hourglass. Those are all highlighters. So yeah, those three are all highlighters, so those are going to move to the highlighter drawer. I love the Kat Von D foundation powder, but this shade is just not good for me. Even in the winter, I feel like this, or summer, I feel like this is just too dark. I got the wrong shade when we matched ourselves. Yeah, this is just too dark for me, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Now I have this Smashbox powder. I actually really like this a lot, so I am going to keep that. I feel like with a lot of these, I'm like, I shouldn't have this much powder, but I should just use it up and then not buy more. Next, I have this Tarte BB powder. I bought this during last year's, or no, the spring sale that they did, and I really do like this a lot, so I do want to keep that. And then I have this Revlon powder. This is actually really nice, but I feel like this shade was too dark for me, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. It was in the shade medium. I'm not a medium, so that can go. This Revlon Photo Ready, I actually like this a lot. This is a really, really nice like blurring powder, so that I'm going to keep. Then I have this NYX blotting powder. I just never really liked this. I didn't ever use it too much and I'm just not a fan of it, so I'm going to get rid of that. Next I have a clean color powder. I just don't like that, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. Okay, this Algenist one is one of my favorites. That is definitely staying. And I also really love the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is a great, great powder from the drugstore. And so is this one, which is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is one of my favorites. I feel like I'm close to hitting pan. Like you can see the pan outline showing, but that one I'm definitely keeping. And then I have this L'Oreal True Match. I did not like this. I feel like the color was just weird on me. This was nude beige, by the way. It was very like peachy on me, so I just wasn't a fan of this powder. I'm going to get rid of that. And then I have this MAC Studio Sculpt Defining Powder. I never really liked this. The problem with this guy was I like to use it to set my liquid foundation like I do with all of my powders, but every time I did that it would get this hard pan on it and I would have to scrape it off to use it again, and every single time it came back. So this is really something I think you're meant to be used without over the top of a liquid, and it just doesn't work for me. So getting rid of that. Then I have the Cover FX foundation powder. I do like this one, so I will keep that. And last but not least is this Bobbi Brown. This is actually a finishing powder. It does add like a nice glow to the skin. Reminds me a little bit of the Hourglass powders, but more subtle. And I do really like that, so that's going to stay. Okay, so I ended up decluttering 13 items. And I kept 22. So what is that? So that means I started out with 35 face powders. Holy crap, that's a lot. 35 face powders, and I got rid of 13. So I feel good about that. I think that's a good amount for this category because face powder is definitely something that I go through quickly. I use it every day to set my foundation, so that's something I feel like I go through pretty fast, so I don't think this is too much to have. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video today. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Next up is my highlighter declutter, you guys. That one's gonna be hard. That one is gonna be really hard. I don't know if I can do it, but wish me luck, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.